What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and in today's video it is finally time to talk about what's next for MapleStory in this upcoming next showcase on December 7th. December 7th, 2024. The moment I put out this video, the showcase will probably be in about 5.5 days. We are inching closer and closer. There is less than a week left, so we get to see what determines the next future of MapleStory. So here we have a bingo card, and there's the free space, and then right beside it we got 24 different things I'm about to list out. We also, for whatever reason, got a whole bunch of index cards that I might need to use to write, because it's about to get really crazy with what I'm about to think. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Top spot, new six job skills. This goes for anything. Origin skills, new skill node, masteries, common, anything. I drew an example on here. This would basically be Dark Knight second origin. It's like a big bunch of spears raining down on the monster. It would be like just any type of creativity they have going on. Like I'm all up for it. Really, it's mainly going to be about like what's happening here first, like what we can generally already pretty much expect. Like, for example, a new in-game boss is something that they would have. The boss that I'm thinking of, an example, would be a Talahart boss, level 290 plus. Out of the three main characters that we see in Telehearts, one villain that the community generally believes you will face is this lady over here named Noctis. Now, going off with the lore, we do fight her in the story, but I'm not necessarily sure why. Even though I did do the Talahart prees in Korea, I still don't necessarily understand the situation behind why we're fighting her. Especially since I'm pretty sure she becomes an ally at the end. As cool as it would be to fight the big dude right on the horse because he looks badass as hell, it's probably not going to happen, at least not for the time being. And I know people are dying to see the Reyna fight, which, I don't know, maybe she'll come back to the story and we'll fight her later. I don't think she's ever going to get an actual fight in Arteria. If she does, I would be genuinely surprised if they move back to that point. But considering they just added Limbo, it seems like their only plan at this point is to go forward, and then we there won't be an Arteria boss at all. If we fight Reyna, it's going to be anywhere that's not Arteria. I think that a lot of people are expecting or have on their like little things, Extreme Damien or Damien / Remaster. They are fully believing that Damien will finally be changed, because to be fair, it really should be both, because like we literally have Lotus, and Lotus Remaster, completely new fight, everything, and we see Damien and his fight is a whole bunch of cheese. It's like actually the worst fight ever. If you watch my last video that I put out of the Shade series episode when I fought Damien, and oh my god, I really can't. Next up, but just to write on the bingo card, a new job. Do I think a new job should come out? No, I think there's still too many things they would do with other previous jobs existing in the game, but I did draw an example of what a new job could possibly be. For example, we would get an Anima. So an Anima warrior, and it uses a spear. It's not a Dark Knight because it has like the animal ears and the animal tail, and that's what we would expect. This one's kind of a smaller deal, but I'll still add it anyway. Easy and Extreme Limbo would be coming to the game as well. So currently we have normal and hard, but even for people who are already level 285 plus, normal is still pretty difficult for those that are like fresh 285, like out the oven and all that stuff. If they were to add an easy Limbo, it would be easy enough. I think they would add easy Limbo to the point where it's like around X Lotus level, slightly harder than X Lotus, slightly easier than normal Cowling. In that point, if you could still 3-man Limbo, any level 285 character that gets to that point should be strong enough to run easy Limbo no matter what. And then after like a little bit, they'll be able to run normal, and then of course we got hard, and extreme Limbo would just be added with easy, even though it probably wouldn't even be a doable boss. I know very recently Taiwanese MapleStory, the really broken server, just cleared extreme Cowling. With the night true buffs, they had a lot of time left and everything, so they didn't even need it, surprisingly. But Extreme Limbo probably won't be clear before a while. Even Korea hasn't cleared Extreme Cali yet. I say even Korea, like, they're strong. You know, GMS is stronger, TMS is stronger, Maple C is probably stronger. Like, Korea ain't even that strong. But just adding those additional difficulties for Limbo, Easy would give half the piece for, you know, the 3 Eternals, and then Extreme would give 3 pieces, plus an exceptional hammer for rings, more than likely. Which the hammer could be used 1 time on ET, and then 3 times on the new Brilliant Limbo Ring. Which ties me back to the new in-game boss. I think the new in-game boss will drop another piece of the Brilliant set. So we'll do expansion. So at least 1 more item, which in my opinion would probably be a pendant coming from the new level 290 boss. And then with that, they can maybe reveal an actual set effect. The reason why I think pendant is because the current best in slot pendant right now in Korea outside of Source is also a Daybreak pendant. And that is a Dawn pendant. And yeah, I don't know how they really feel about Dawn pendants being best in slot as we go to this like next chapter of the game. It's like, okay, with the Brilliant set, we're gonna wipe out some of the pitch being best in slot, and then, you know, the Dawn that's currently best in slot, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that as well. The only exception is, you know, Guardian Angel Ring, because we don't really have that many rings in Korea. Like, the best rings would be level 5 Oz rings, ET, Guardian Angel Ring, and Whisper of the Source, which I believe is the name of the Limbo Ring. This one is already kind of sort of expected to happen, but large scale balance patch will be happening over here. And when I say large scale, I really mean large scale, because when we got that balance patch back in September with the support nerfs and all that stuff, they mentioned this is only the tip of the iceberg, bro. That's it. So when we see this balance patch that we're gonna get in December, I do not think you understand how crazy this might actually be. This will probably put us at a point where overall, you know, this is like kind of copium here, but like this alongside new 6 job, we will probably be at the point where we will be more powerful than FD stacking support parties were, you know, back then when we had it. Again, kind of copium because they gave so much damage, but like I think they're really ready to like make this happen. And then when I mentioned new 6 job skills and stuff, they mentioned at the end of Milestone that 6 job skills were not as much of a priority. So I believe that they said they weren't going to add any for the rest of the year. However, they could still do a January release on new 6 job, which will more than likely happen. I really think that's gonna happen. When it comes to these cards, not only do you have to think of things that are realistic, but also think of things that are actually extraordinarily ridiculous, insane, way out the door. Level cap increase. How could this happen? But it doesn't even make any sense. There are no players in Korea that are level 300. The top player is level 299, probably 2-3 months away from reaching level 300. But they can still do it anyway. Who says somebody has to be level cap before they increase the level cap? I would say my reasoning behind this is if they do want to add new areas and stuff, they would have to increase a level cap, because there is no way that with Talahart at 290 and so much of the Granite Story left, we are getting Darmor at level 300. That's impossible. We have only fought 2 Apostles. We still got many more to go, and it's just insane. Unless they add more Apostle fights in the future where we fight like 2 or more in one singular fight, I just don't know how we could fit it all in with the level 300 cap. So if this doesn't happen this winter, I really believe it could happen next summer. Which leads me to my next prediction of massive EXP reduction for leveling. Now, one thing that I've heard so much, and it kind of like really grinds my gears a bit, is, oh, they're not gonna do EXP crunches anymore. What they are doing now is they are monetizing experience, so the players will buy the experience instead of reducing the curve. Why can't they do both? Like, what? What do you like? How in what type of world, like with the EXP monetization they've been doing in Korea this year, no matter what you do, all that stuff, you know, it's always gonna be worth it, even if they reduce the EXP to level up or not, because it's so much better than just initial grinding, the regular dailies we got. It's just so much better. It feels so good to buy that amount of EXP. Even with the curve, it's gonna feel even better because you're gonna get so much more percent from the EXP that you buy. Like, I don't know how like people aren't putting that together. It's mind-boggling. This could really work for any level range, but you know, mainly the levels that matter at get a 260 plus. To me, it only counts if it happens for 260 plus. If it happens for below 260, I don't care. I'm not scratching that off my bingo card. You see this big giant potion here? Yeah, that's a potion. You know what this is? This is going to be our next major event reward. It is going to be a gigantic, magnificent, unique, extreme growth potion. Basically what it is a growth potion for level 280. It's about that time, bro. We're gonna start getting potions that are gonna be like this, which, you know, on the other hand, we'll also get like a level 260 potion as well finally, because you know how they, you know, it's really weird that they skipped. Actually, no. What's gonna happen is that they are going to change magnificent growth potions from going from, you know, a free level for 250 and below to a free level at 260 and below. They're going to pump these potions up a tier. They don't pump them all up a tier that are currently in the game. They'll change the magnificent potions to 260 and because I really feel like with the next chapter of a player's progression starting at 260, don't you think it's really weird that those potions still cap out at 250? I always thought that that didn't really make any sense. So I guess I'll just have that here. Mag pots becoming level 260 and below. That would be the next move. I'm gonna write this down, even though I really hate this one. But I'm gonna write it anyway. New equipment upgrading system. So here's why I'm not necessarily a big fan of this. And this could mean a potential beyond legendary on potentials, or you know, yeah, whatever. Here's the deal. I think people in Korea are already kind of upset about the current growth system in the game as is with gear, because you gotta deal with 5 different systems on one singular equipment. You got Star Force, you got Flames, you got Scrolling, you got Main Pot, and you got B Pot. There are 5 different things you gotta work on per item, and it really grinds people's gears. I feel like adding a 6th thing, unless they make it really easy or just like kind of make it work, like, you know, growing your character the same way you would leveling your Hexa Matrix or anything, would be really tough. Like, you add in something that costs money and then a lot of money to min-max and everything, especially if you make it damn near as bad as B-Pots. If you are familiar with B-Pots and you know how bad they are, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, then just know that B-Pots are not the most fun upgrading system. So if it's anywhere on that level, then it will be really bad, and I feel like it will not have a good positive impact on the players, despite still gaining more damage. Because while we gain more damage, of course they're going to release content that is based off of the new damage that we get. And then having a new upgrade system give us so much damage behind something that could be really hard to do would definitely piss a lot of players off. This one also might be a reach, but I would greatly appreciate if they did it. Like, I really would. Permanent item burning. I think item burning is exactly what a player needs, at least in Korea, to get started in the game. And the fact that the items expire after 4 months is really ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If they come through with this next patch and they give us permanent item burning, that would be a really big help for new players to come in and get that and kind of just, you know, work forward with it. Even if like getting some arcanes, getting like a little bit of stars and a little bit of pots is technically better, I would greatly appreciate if we did have permanent item burning. on one of our characters, because that's somebody that we could just kind of make it to him. We wouldn't really got to worry too much about, and I think it would be super nice. I don't like the fact that the gear expires after 4 months. I have my KMS R on, that's on the login screen with 11 million combat power with an expired item burning set. If I log onto it, that character's turning butt ass naked and it's gonna lose a ton of combat power, so I don't want to log into that character. This one's also kind of an odd one, but EXP events and content scale past level 290. So have you ever noticed when you look at like High Mountain or Montabark Extreme or the new advanced EXP tickets that they added to KMS, any EXP event for all that matters, they all stop scaling at 289. It's very clear that, you know, despite Korea still releasing Teleheart, they still don't really want their players a level beyond 290 for whatever particular reason. And so I'm still kind of confused as to what is going on with like the whole region system level cap and everything, because while we've been getting new areas every 5 levels, I can't imagine them continuing to do this with us getting the rates that we get at Teleheart at 290 plus. A level 290, such as myself, grinding 1 hour in Teleheart gives me 0.2%. This EXP is not sustainable for new areas going forward, bro. Like, I don't care how much you grind, how many hours you pull, you cannot justify this EXP. Like, if a new area comes forward, bro, like it's not okay, bro. I'm not gonna be 295 on rates like this. Which again could tie into, you know, the EXP reduction for leveling. And then with that being said, if they really successfully pull those off, we could get a new in-game area immediately after Teleheart. Is crazy, but it's not impossible. Think about it. How many people expected Carcion in the New Age trailer, you know, showcase and everything? Level 285. Bro, we thought we were getting a level 280 area. Why are you showing us a level 285 area? So, very well, they could release a level 295 area this winter. However, if they do nothing to the EXP to get to that point, I don't even know what to say. And I know this is something that a lot of people probably won't be too big of a fan of, but if Arteria isn't getting a boss, it's getting an epic dungeon. Oh yeah, a level 280 plus epic dungeon. We got High Mountain at 260, Anglo Comedy at 270, and now we got Super Arteria Warship Battle at level 280. And I think the rewards they would have to give will be significantly higher than Angler Company, to be honest with you. And they would have to be really unique with how they design it. No matter how they design these epic dungeons, though, people aren't really gonna want to do them, though. I know this is like one of the contents that hasn't really been, you know, well received. I do think the rewards aren't necessarily the worst, and I always believe that they're worth doing. But you know, I would still kind of go about trying to run it down anyway. And why it took me so long to do this, I don't know. I'm just gonna do this for any class. It doesn't matter which one. This one could definitely, you know, very much so happen. Whether it be classes that people think are in need, like Phantom, Luminous, Kaiser, or classes that don't really need it, like, I'm about to say Nightwalker again, but like, who, man. I think it is not impossible that with the large-scale balance patch comes class remaster. Or, you know, S at the end, because there could be more than one. Like, what I expect from this balance patch is something to be pretty close. Maybe with the balance patch plus the 6 job is something to be pretty close to the same level as the impact that the Destiny balance patch made on the game. If you weren't familiar or weren't around for Destiny, there were literally classes off of one singular balance patch that got 40 to 50 FD. I am not even joking when I say this, bro. Like, classes, this could happen again. With how much they're shaping this up to be, this could definitely happen again. And of course, these are showcase predictions. What's gonna happen at the showcase? On top of things being announced, something that's not necessarily part of the game, finally, as we all been waiting for. Shanks Up sings and dances. You don't understand. In the August live stream, Shanks Up announced, or not announced, he acknowledged the AI videos being made of him. of him singing and dancing and all that stuff. And now that's what a lot of people have been saying in the YouTube comments of MapleStory videos, all that stuff. But in the stream, he was like, yo, I will sing and dance to you guys, but only when the time is right. So if this showcase pops off, we might see Changsup dance on stage. I don't know how many people are looking forward to that, but you never know. Actually have been begging for this for so long with EXP stuff, anything, like, for all that matters. Even if it's just 1 or 2 areas, release a grandest monster park. Oh my god, like, why does monster park always have to be for our mules, bro? Why can't we get a really good level 260 plus monster park door that's not MPE and give us grandest park for our main characters, bro? Grandest park will go so goddamn hard, it really would. Pretty sure I said this for Milestone and it didn't happen, but I'm gonna say it again. Reduction on, wow, reduction on 6 job skill costs. And again, by like roughly 15 to 20%. Again, there's so many skills coming out with 6 job, and the initial release was already so many fragments, so much sorta to max out completely, that any new skills they release on top of that, it's going to become more and more and more difficult. To keep it in line, at the very least, I think eventually they will have to reduce the amount of fragments, the amount of sort order that we spend on these skills, and they will do this soon. It will still take a long time to max out 6 job, that's cool, but to keep up with all the new skills that are potentially going to be released, I think it will be time for them to finally change how much some of them cost, but who knows if that would even happen. Let's go ahead and throw another wild ass assumption on here. Link skill system retired. Now part of Legion. And you just have them all the time. Character doesn't even have to be on the grid. You just see Link skills, and we will literally get every single Link skill. That would be insanely broken. Like, I would, nah. Okay, now that I think about it, that sounds absolutely insane. Like, this is really like one of the far-fetched ones. I'll probably color code these on what I think are, like, you know, they could happen. It's like, you know, a pretty easy thing that would happen, and then those that are just like, yo, what's wrong with you? You going overboard. You know, I really thought I would incorporate more of these index card drawings in. This one doesn't even have a drawing on it, but I guess it just wasn't part of the plan moving forward. I don't know about y'all and these crossover events that could happen, but I really think there is a good chance, a decent semi-good chance of MapleStory X Super Monkey Ball, bro. You don't even know. It's coming back. Another thing that I think they could do for, you know, new players, people that want to make boss mules and stuff, is an entirely new hunting ground, which is just like Strawberry Farm, you know, could be of the same caliber, but this time it scales to level 260 instead of stopping at 220. Whether this be a part of an event or what, you know, people moving up, they add limitations to it or anything, I really think, because they have these in the game right now as is basically, but they stop scaling to 219. If they literally keep in the same thing and they scale to 260, that would be cool. Or they could add a new feature, a new permanent hunting ground, you know, by all means, any sort. Bring back mini dungeons, literally, like a mini dungeon ticket for that particular Arcane River region, and the mobs just give so much EXP. Crazy boosted EXP all the way up to 260. It would be really, really good for those people. Now the downside will be it will kind of feel like that the game kind of skips the 260 and start at 260. But again, if we have a level cap increase, new areas coming out in grandest, we gotta start getting these people going to grandest, because honestly I can't really tell you how many players exactly are reaching level 260 with hyper burning, but I think one of the things is that they definitely should help them out a bit more, because I feel like it's probably not as high as people may think. Then the last one, as if they'll ever do it, but hey, if there is a pity for cubing, Star Force pity system, bro. Who knows? It really could happen. When I say this, I mean they could maybe add like a guaranteed option for star forcing, where it would cost you significantly more mesos and probably even potential copies of the item you're trying to tap. I just so you know, they would still kind of like, it would still make the option of, you know, doing the usual star force a little bit more appealing. But with the pity system, it's like, yo, it's a guaranteed cost, albeit probably kind of expensive, and you could just get it done. Now, I don't know how they would incorporate something like that into the game, but it'll be interesting to see how it will turn out. With that being said, though, this is the bingo card. I will start ranking these in a form of green, orange, and red. Green being, I really do see this happening. Orange is kind of like an field. I'm not really too sure. You know, it's kind of finicky to me. And then red is like, yo, you're going too crazy with it, bro. You're going too crazy. And there we have it. As you can see, there's probably quite a bit of oranges, you know, still kind of up in the air, but I still think they are most certainly possible. The greens, I know exactly they will happen for sure. I'm like very confident that these will happen. At least a bare minimum of what we can expect from, you know, such a large scale update that's coming up next. And then with red, it's like, I put it on here. Do I expect it to happen? Absolutely not. I just put it on here because, you know, I want some things to be like really out of reach, super far-fetched. But with that being said, though, this is what we got, bro. You can brainstorm your own predictions, say anything about what you want about what's next, but this is what I feel like could potentially happen. With that being said and done, though, it is time to announce right now, Friday, December 6th at 6 p.m. Central Time, my time, which is, you know, 7 p.m. for EST and 4 p.m. for PST. I will be streaming for 24 hours. I'm going all in. It's showcase night. We got a lot to talk about, and I think it's going to be really, really crazy. It's not often I usually have nights like these, so if you are watching and you made it this far, I welcome you all in. The showcase will start at 4 p.m. December 7th, KST, Korea time. So for my time, again, you know, the showcase time will start 1 a.m. on December 7th for Central, 2 a.m. for Eastern, and 11 p.m. December 6th for PST. I will make sure I will write these times down in the description of when I'm starting my stream and when the showcase stream will begin. We're gonna have a whole bunch of things going on. We're gonna have everything set up. It is going to be the biggest night of the year. It is definitely going to be the biggest night of the year, given the showcase that they teased. This should be bigger than Milestone. Like, we are in for a huge ride. And with that being said, that is going to be it for this video. Again, if you have any ideas or things that might be coming up next, you can leave it in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.